Oh, sharp as attack. Right, sharp as attack. B-bot, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yeah, the detective Bruce Goodman was also killed in the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we are saying is the same person was killed at the same time in a completely different location, probably twins. Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. That's not what I want to know. Why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now just wait a second. No need to get all flustered. I'm not reading his weird naming. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth. They are yours. WH what? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer Meekings who brought you the news. Officer Meekings? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premise? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got a report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report? Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me, he said that the report had nothing to do with Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged, just like all you fucking Americans. And all you One Piece fans. And all you Discord users thinking that you're so funny by literally spamming the same fucking shit and thinking that slang can be just taking words and they're giving it another fucking definition. And they also think that you can have an entire cooking team and whatnot. It's fucking stupid and dumb. In any case, this is a serious error, gross negligence of duty on your part. No, it's just luck this time. What should I say? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? I don't care. Normally you submit the list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until the connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over there. Good job, Wright. My boy. No. I was just doing my job. It seems we have come to an end of this trial. You are becoming a thorn in my side. There have been rumors after how you were the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time, really. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Put you over there. Put you slightly over there. Are you dead? Ish. Then do a little bit of that. Ish. And then move that a little bit back. Okay, I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant no one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Miss Ashworth? Yes, Your Honor. Oh no, air leaving my body. Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope it's not decisive. Wah wah, goo goo gaga. Very well, court is adjourned. To be continued, move it along, yes. Okay. This is case 5, Rise from the Ashes, day 2 investigation. Kicked off a visit to the underground parking garage. You will be introduced to Emma's blood trace tool. Spray it all over once you can until you find something. Okay. Fine. Chef. Okay, they find blood stains, yay. The amount of blood. And then that will give me the amount of blood in order to get the liminal testing fluid added to the court record. Talk to Angel and exhaust all options. Okay, let's just keep it going with the skipping, because this is all gonna come back into the trial anyways. This is all flashbacks, like what am I, playing a One Piece game? Okay, I'm exhausting all options. What is done, present the switchblade, Goodman's note, Goodman's idea. Switchblade. Yeah, okay. Goodman note. Goodman's idea. Crime photo. Blah 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 blah. It's basically just you talking out of your fucking ass. Let's just see if this. Yeah, no, it's still the same thing, right? Same thing as this, probably. Yeah, it is. We have some more topics of the conversation. Okay. Alright, next thing. Get the steak lunch as evidence eventually after all of this is done. In your court record, yum. Okay. head to the evidence room, guard station. Okay. Sure. Okay, just move this scene along. I would really appreciate it if this stops. God, that unnecessary yapping about all the goddamn details out. Fuck off. Now head to the evidence room. Police department entrance. It's been busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they are blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed in their own department. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Yup. A real crime scene. Let's go take a look. You cringe. Criminal affairs. Okay, well, everybody looks deadly serious. Well, there has been a vicious murder detective after all. Oh my god, this is what I mean, man. This is just filler, bro. Seriously, this is not One Piece, man. Fuck off. Evidence room, guard station. Am I supposed to be here, or what's happening? Now head to the evidence room guard station. Oh, it's here. This is not evidence room! What the fuck am I... fuck it. What's with the decor in this place? It's very whatever. According to the pamphlet, oh my god. So beyond the door to the evidence room is the scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. What the fuck? If you can't handle cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if this guard station... What I want to know is if this is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who the guard is already. Okay. Sure, prickly. Okay. Okay, it's just talking about the shit that's in the fucking room. Okay. I'm really sure that this is not worthy to fucking read out loud, right? Yeah, dude, I selected the fucking hats. Why is that still the same? I'm not pressing on the cacti. No clues here, huh? No clues here. Uh-huh. Uniform. Why write that shit down, man? So weird. No clues there. Sure. A trap. Interesting. No clues there. Okay. Things are being recorded. Okay. Now what? I examined everything. Okay. I don't know why I thought I had to examine everything. One steak lunch, please. Oh, Jill, Detective Gumshoe. Now, no time for chit chat, pal, whatever. What I really need is a steak lunch from the lunch lady. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now is there no time for despair. We've got our criminal, now we just need evidence. Criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room. Flashbacks! So this is One Piece. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen. All I know is that I need steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on to the detention center. Questioning should be over, so I figured he's down there, having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Okay, sure. Underground parking garage, here we go. It later says, go back to the underground parking garage. You can now chat with Gumshoe here. Pretty sure this faggot does not know what the fuck he's talking about. But just in case, I'm just gonna go where he went. I guess he did not go where he went. Criminal Affairs Department. I'm just gonna go in here. Fuck it. This dude does not know what the fuck he's talking about. Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? So that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the one perpetrated against her. That's what I say. Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. More flashbacks? Really? You just had this flashback! What the fuck? No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, isn't he your Officer Meekings? You did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekings reporting in, sir. What? No, this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, I'm a patrol with General Affairs. I can hear you. Fine. I had some business that day, and so I went to the evidence room. The guard office in front of the room was empty. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, because evidence is kept in an evidence room. The security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Then I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person. A suspicious person? What the fuck is this weirdo? What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, so I did what I could to wrap it up. A bandage on his hand, just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the other one. Prosecutor's office. Blah 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 blah. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't need to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes. If you had to label me as a persecutor or victim, then label me a victim. Oh my god, he's so fucking cringe. Fucking disgusting. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive, whatever. Ah yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, I'm not doing this. There's already 12 hours almost of this game that I uploaded. I am skipping through this, and I will continue skipping through this because there is a lot more to do with this nonsense. Like, damn. Okay. Everything you can, present Goodman's ID to Meekins. Okay. Probably just saying nonsense now again. It unlocks a new topic. Okay, so they did meet. And it's also for you. But I could not care less. So, topic in the meantime. Let's say you're watching something. YouTube video, anime video, or I read manga, and there's a comment system. People don't comment, but they reply to other people's comments. People comment, and then you have also people that comment, and you have people that do both, right? So, explain to me the difference here. A and B watch the same episode. Yeah. Hold on, I'll continue that soon. Police Department affairs. A and B are basically commenting on the same video. One comments, "This video was great. Could have been better." And the other one comments, "This video could have been better, but it was still great." Why is it that A gets nothing and yet B gets blasted with people defending it for no reason? If I say, or if a person comments something, that comment is that person's comment, meaning it's that person's opinion, right? That's logic. Why do you all think you're so important to insert your opinion onto somebody else's comment? You have nothing to do with it. Nothing. And yet, just because you read something that you don't like, you turn it into rage bait, something to defend, and something to go against. But when you read something positive, you do absolutely fucking nothing. Make it make sense, make it make sense. So yeah, nobody's making it sense. There's nobody. No, this is fucking stupid. That's what it is. Talk to him. Still in the first apartment. Goodman's last night. And now speak with Gant again. Alright. In the meantime, I am also turning on my lights. Just because it's becoming dark. I think it's looking like rain, maybe. Might fall down. Regardless, I'm trying to cool down my apartment because it's 11 degrees warmer in my apartment than outside. Which is fucking weird. Because when it comes to cold, then it's not getting hot inside at all. When I turn the heater on. And now the heat doesn't want to go away. It's so stupid. Okay. Slow that down. Speak with that again. We'll give you that. Now it's time to go back to security guard office. Did it. Okay. Alright. Guest key card. Okay, it's fucking Marshall. What if Marshall did it, huh? Who knows? I mean, everything was recorded, so where was the recording? If there was a recording, why the fuck was that? What? Man. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm skipping over this because that was just fucking retarded what I just read. Oh my god. Why are there so many cringe people in this fucking case? Okay, this might be juicy. It's quiet, the evidence must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It's really kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. That is so unnecessary, dumb, and stupid. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head. So it's true what I heard? What is with these flashbacks, man? I'm not watching One Piece. Calm the fuck down. Hey, it's true. So Chief of the Police Grant, I will loan anyone 50 bucks, even me. Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day? But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're the boss for a day. Few things. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence floor plans. So Detective you're the boss for today? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you still alone? Why are you all alone? Why are you underlings? That's such a childish thing. They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that I could only open. Only you can open? Uh-huh. Oh, I need to go back to Marshall apparently. I guess. So Miss Edgeworth is with Inquiry Committee. They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Miss Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. No, hold on. I need to go back first. I need to present this to you. Special television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Mistar. What's this? Filet steak lunch? I see, I see. I don't care if you're gonna fucking describe. I'm skipping you. I'm legit skipping you. Now I need to talk to you about stuff. Okay, so I did miss this. Interesting. Okay, but I am skipping this through though because I don't like reading his ooga booga nonsense. Oh no, air! Leave my body. Get over it. Security system. Okay, a bunch of numbers. And more talking. I'm already 30 minutes in. Okay, fucking did I say PlayStation? No, I did not say PlayStation. Okay. Present Goodman's IDs to Marshall. Okay, and now why I will get the ID card record as evidence. Okay. Okay. Bep. Bep. Gumshoe is there. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using this ID card? Well, that's the thing, ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yes, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. That's the only locker we can open. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see. The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my head would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Okay then. Gumshoe. With iron switchblade knife for Goodman's note. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgewood was the most surprised of everyone. Because of the SL9 connection, that was Mrs. Edwards' first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgewood was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. In order to talk with about us all night. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Miss Edward built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago. That put Miss Edward right in the spotlight. And started with the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident. Ooh, that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Ooh. ID card record. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here the other day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors, so it was Goodman who came in here. Whoa, what is it? The second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? Okay. Why would Mr. Edgeworth have come into the evidence room? I don't know. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe. There you go, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's the evidence from the case, you know. You mean the SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added. Left hand locker. There's a flap. What's this? Blood. It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. What flap are you talking about? What do you mean? When you have control, look right and examine the flap hanging out of the left hand locker. Oh, here. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go again, making me out to be some kind of slop. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet there's evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out of the locker a lot. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting why you would do that. You're pathetic. Kid, you need to shut the fuck up. On the floor there are broken pieces. Someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe perhaps? There you go again, making me some kind of hooligan. That's apparently the case. The case? The SL9 incident. See the sticker on one of the pieces? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Check it out closer. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever was broken. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, well, that's no job for amateurs. I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks the bottom, so let's try to put the rest. You're shitting me, right? Fragment 5, so that's 1. Alright, it also just says. Fragment 5. Fragment 4. Fragment 6. Fragment 1. Oh, that's fragment 2, lol. Fragment 8. Fragment 3. Fragment 2. And then fragment 7. It's a trophy. Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Okay. Use luminoid testing. Serious. There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Okay. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out of the door. This just might be something significant. There's some pretty amazing stuff you got there. What this? It's called luminoid testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where did you get this? I always buy it by mail order. You better jot this down on the floor plans. Yeah, you. Okay. Did that. Might as well just do this one again. I knew it is someone's right handprint. What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me. When they come to talk, take me away. Promise to testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is important. A clue. I'll jolt it down on the floor plans map. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can trust me. You can please. What? You're a detective. Hey, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going? Whatever. It's just that Miss Edward's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help. Report? You mean this note written on the back of the flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Miss Edward we're talking about. I'm sure you can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm better off, whatever. I should probably see what Edward has to say too. Miss Edward office. Okay. Just gonna move. This goes faster like this. Okay. Any guess? I guess my apologies. Oh, it's you! Oh, hey, you're the fucking weirdo. Bellboy, whatever. Fuck it. Screw it. Have you met somewhere? Huh. Miss Edward, I beg your leave so long. Sure. Is there standing by the window with a teacup in his hand? It's you. Yes, the hotel. Bring him tea service. Miss Edward, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? Precisely. By the way, the Detective was looking for you. Oh yeah, he brought me some information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. I think the report is on the other side. Poor Edward, I think this whole thing is taking a toll on him. Yeah. Yeah, it is. How did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning, you were lucky this time again. I've heard them say that so many times ever since that case 2 years ago. Ever since, woo. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still... whatever. Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Grant. I can do nothing but wait for his result. I see. Why? I ask you why. All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Present Goodman's ID records to Edward. No, present the ID records to Edward. not Goodman's. Alright, I better check this out now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edward, you were into the evidence room on the day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Ashworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. Chief of the police? The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about the other case. I better make a note of it. Sovereign, as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Goodman's note. Or switchblade. This one. Okay. I know you. You probably got a hold of some information, right? Already, right? It all has to do with the case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. No, it was your father dying. What the fuck? I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. A bad memory, he's talking about the murder in the elevator. Okay, Edward, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Allegation of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Whoa, you get nervous too? What I want to know is why was deputy chief of police on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with the vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win the trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? You still working on that scientific investigation? Yes, of course. Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? Yeah, it's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know? I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Ashford, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprints set. No. Well, let's get going. One is the investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Now we're back to the evidence room. Okay. Yep. And then the police department. Move again. Security guard office. Move again. Evidence room. That goes way faster. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. Choose a finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that left the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a fingerprint. You could have already fucking choose yourself, you bitch! Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. And we're starting to get all sparkling in your eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. How do you do that? Just touch the screen. See? Looks like the trick. The aluminum powder adheres to completely the print. So once the powder is well, just blow it away. The excess. How do I do that? You just blow with your breath. Measure your blowing out your candles on the birthday. Okay, wow, it looks fun. I might just get used to it. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the power on the tick and blow the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprints, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Okay. Nah, I can't play this because I can't blow in it. Wow. Okay. Might as well just finish it off by making it white. The case is solved. Murder no more. It's whatever. Fucking the 7 Dragon Balls were gathered. They summoned Shenron, and they wished for the entire universe of Ace Ventura to be non-existent.